Hey guys, Luke here on Sean's channel. Today I'm very excited because I'm going to be bringing you guys my Dragonmaid Ruler combo guide. Now in the previous video I went through the deck profile of this actual deck itself, but I never really went into too much detail on what this deck is actually capable of doing. So in this video we're just going to go through 5 combos. They'll all follow a very linear pattern. They'll get more complex as we go. I'm going to be showing you how you use the new Dragonmaid cards to get your combos going, and I'm going to be showing you guys how you can use the ruler engine to bridge your way to your Dragonmaid stuff. So without further ado, let's just get into the Dragonmaid Ruler combo guide. I'm going to start things off simple. This is just a 1-card combo with Parlor. Now Parlor has easily morphed into the best 1-card combo starter for Dragonmaid since the new support came out. So this is just a basic Dragonmaid combo to end on a Spheres, Xiao, and a Lady on the field just by using Parlor. What you're going to do is you're going to normal summon Parlor. You're going to activate her effect to dump a Dragonmaid card from your deck to the graveyard, and it's going to be Dragonmaid Lorpar. Then, since there is a Dragonmaid monster in the graveyard and on the field who both have the same attribute with different levels, what you're able to do is you are able to banish the 2 of them in order to bring out your Lady's Dragonmaid out onto the field. Then from here, you're going to trigger Lady's Dragonmaid effect. You are then going to be able to special summon a level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your deck onto the field. So from there, what we're going to do is we are going to special summon out our copy of Chamber Dragonmaid. Then on a new chain, Chamber is going to activate. We are going to add a Dragonmaid spell or trap from the deck and add it to the hand. So from here, what we're going to do is we are going to add a copy of Dragonmaid's Hospitality, and we're going to add that to our hand. And then from here, what we're going to do is we are going to link away Chamber Dragonmaid in order to go for Striker Dragon, so that we can get Chamber into the graveyard, so then we can activate our Dragonmaid Hospitality. Dragonmaid Hospitality reads that you can special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can send 1 Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute but a different level from your deck to the graveyard. So we are going to special summon out that Chamber Dragonmaid from the grave. And now, because of new support, we are able to get a dump off of that. So we are going to be dumping the big Chamber Dragonmaid into the graveyard. Then from here, what you're simply going to do is going to be using Chamber and Striker to link to into your copy of Spheres. And you are going to pass turn over to your opponent. Your opponent's going to draw for turn. Then during the standby phase, we're able to activate Lady's Dragonmaid. During the standby phase of this turn, Lady's Dragonmaid is able to fusion summon a dragon fusion monster from our extra deck by using monsters on the field or banishment as material. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the 2 Dragonmaid monsters that are banished. We're going to use Parlor and Lorpar. We're both Dragonmaid monsters, but it's important to note that Lorpar is at least a level 5 or higher dragon monster. So we're going to shuffle those 2 into the deck in order to get our Dragonmaid Xiao face up on the field, and that is basically our end board going into our opponent's main phase 1. So that's the first and most basic Dragonmaid combo. The next combo is essentially the same thing, but you're going to be doing it with Kitchen. This is combo 2, so it's relatively the same thing. It's just basically the same Parlor combo, but with an extra step, and this is more vulnerable to Droll because we have to add off of Kitchen before we dump it in order to get the combo going. So this is why the combo is essentially the same, but is a little bit weaker. Because you were going to normal summon Kitchen, you were going to use Kitchen's effect in order to add a Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, and then you need to discard 1 card. But since there is no other cards in our hand, considering that this is a combo guide, we have to dump that Dragonmaid Tinkhec that we're just after adding. So it will go to the graveyard. Then from here, you are going to banish the 2 of them because they are both Dragonmaid monsters with the same attribute but a different level to bring out your Lady's Dragonmaid. Then from here, everything is pretty much exactly the same. Lady's Dragonmaid is going to trigger. We are going to special summon Chamber. Chamber is going to trigger. We are going to get Dragonmaid Hospitality from the deck to the hand. We will link Chamber for Striker. We will activate Dragonmaid Hospitality to special summon out that Chamber again, and then we can dump the big Chamber. Then all we're doing is we are going to be linking these 2 off into our Spheres, and then when we pass turn over to our opponent, they're going to draw for turn. During the standby phase, we are going to activate Lady's Dragonmaid. We are going to shuffle these 2 back into the deck in order to bring out Dragonmaid Xiao. This end board is actually fairly good because Xiao is basically an Omni Negate, which is fantastic because you're able to negate a card that your opponent activates, put it back into the extra deck and bring out House. And also Redox Seal is great because it is able to tribute itself in order to special summon another dragon monster from the deck, and we have a lot of great targets for that, including any of our small Dragonmaid monsters such as Parlor or Chamber. Koa'ki Meiru Draco is a personal favorite of mine because it is able to use itself as a bit of a floodgate, because when he's phased in the field, neither player can special summon light or dark monsters, which does affect us for Dragonmaid plays but doesn't affect us for ruler plays. Or even still, what we can also do is even just special summon out a copy of Magnamhut, and then Magnamhut effect during the end phase, we are able to add any dragon monster we want from our deck to our hand. So those are 3 great target off of spheres, but honestly my personal favorite would always be Drago. It definitely messes up our opponent a whole lot more than it messes us up. For this next combo, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Parlor Dragonmaid and any level 5 or higher dragon monster. We're just going to be using Magnamhut for the time being, but any level 5 or higher is fine. You can even use one of your Dragon Ruler monsters instead. But this is just so we're able to end up with Xiao and Philia on the field. So let's get into it. It's going to start off relatively the same. We're going to normal summon Parlor, and then Parlor effect, we are going to be dumping the Lorpar from the deck and sending it into the graveyard. So we're going to be dumping Lorpar. Then we are going to be banishing the 2 of them in order to go for our copy of Lady's Dragonmaid. Then Lady's Dragonmaid effect is going to trigger, and we are going to special summon out Chamber from our deck. Then from here, with all the other ones, we've been using Chamber to search Hospitality to go for that little spheres play. But what we can actually do here is we can use Chamber's effect in order to search out the fusion spell, which is Dragonmaid Changeover. And then we can activate Dragonmaid Changeover to fusion Chamber and that level 5 or higher monster that we have in our hand, in order to bring out Dragonmaid Xiao right away. If we had more cards in our hands to extend our combos even further, that might be the better play, because it's always good to have an Omni Negate face up on the field as quickly as possible. But if this is our end board, what we can do is we can pass turn over to our opponent. Our opponent's going to draw for turn, then during the standby phase, Lady's Dragonmaid is going to trigger, and what we're going to do is we are actually going to shuffle back Lady's Dragonmaid and Lorpar from the banishment in order to go for a different dragon fusion monster, and it is going to be Philia Regis. Philia Regis just needs 1 dragon fusion monster, which of course is the Lady, and 1 level 7 or higher dragon monster, which is the Lorpar. These are both great cards just because Xiao itself being on field going into our opponent's turn is fantastic, because during the standby phase, we're also able to trigger Xiao's effect to bring out the Chamber onto the field, and then possibly get a search off of Chamber, which will be good to get Hospitality because it'll be good follow-up going into our turn. But also the reason why this is so great is because Philia has the effect that during the main phase, you're able to quick effect target 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish it. Then if you banish a card on the field, you need to return 1 dragon monster you control to the hand. The reason why I think this is so good and why sequencing is very, very important for this deck is because if your opponent is popping off, what you're able to do is try and negate something that they did using Xiao first, because then Xiao is going to negate that, go back into the extra deck, and then you're going to special summon out your house. Then if your opponent is going to be popping off even further with some of their extenders and stuff, and you want to get an interruption by banishing 1 card in their field, you can activate Philia, and you can target 1 card that they control and banish it. Then if we do, what we're able to do is we are able to bounce the Chamber into the hand because that effect resolved. And then that would also trigger House, who has the effect that when a face-up dragon monster you control returns to the hand, you are able to target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So not only are you getting a banish off of Philia with that, but also you're getting an additional pop with House as well. So you can clearly see why that is in itself a great combo to get a bunch of interruptions against our opponent. Next up, it's Dragon Ruler time. We're going to be using Spectral and any dragon monster in your hand at all in order to go for an end board of Chasma, Lady, Xiao, and Spheres. If you want more in-depth combos on how to do some of the Dragon Ruler plays, I actually do have a combo guide on Dragon Rulers on the channel, so be sure to check that out as well. But in order for this bridge, what we're going to do is we're going to activate Spectral. We are going to discard it along with a dragon monster in order to add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from the deck to our hand. And I will say it doesn't matter a whole lot what you grab off of this, as long as it is at least 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler monster and 1 Baby Ruler as well. What we're going to do here is we are going to activate the Baby Ruler. We are going to send it with the level 7 Dragon Ruler in our hand to the graveyard in order to special summon the bigger dragon ruler that baby ruler names among its techs. So in this case, it is Tempest. I usually like to keep Tempest in the deck just because it's better with Chasma, but the combo will still work regardless of what way you sequence this. I will say this deck is actually very forgiving, so you can make a little mistake here and there and still end up with a relatively similar end board. Because what we're going to do now is we are going to activate the Redox in the graveyard, and we are going to banish 2 other dragons in the grave. We're going to go with the smaller rulers in order to special summon it out. Then from here, what you're going to do is you are going to exise the 2 of them in order to go for your Chasma. Here's where the bridge comes in, so that's why it's very important that you still have another Tempest in the actual deck itself, because what we're going to do here now is we're going to activate Chasma. We are going to detach a material and also send a Dragon Ruler monster, which is going to be the Tempest, in order to copy that Tempest effect to search for 1 dragon monster, and the dragon we're going to be searching for is going to be the Parlor. And then from here, the combo is pretty much the same that we've been doing. We're going to normal summon Parlor. We are going to use Parlor effect. We are going to dump the Lorpar from the deck into the graveyard. We will be banishing the 2 of them in order to go for the Lady's Dragonmaid. Trigger the Lady's Dragonmaid. We are going to special summon out the Chamber effect. We will get Hospitality to our hand. We are then going to link away the Chamber for the Striker. Activate the Hospitality. We are going to special summon the Chamber from graveyard and then dump the bigger Chamber from deck to the grave. We are going to link the 2 of them in order to go for our copy of Spheres. And we are going to pass turn over to our opponent. They're going to draw for turn. Then during the standby phase, we're going to activate Lady's effect. And we will shuffle back a copy of the Parlor and the Lorpar from the banishment into the deck in order to bring out the Xiao. Now, the reason why this is a very good end board is very similar to the reasons I already said before, because Xiao, of course, is non-negate, and Sphere is able to bring out some crazy monsters such as Drago. But also, Chasma is also live because it is a quick effect also, so depending on what rulers we have in the deck still, we can do a few different things, but it all comes down to what cards you actually opened or used for the combo itself. So in this particular example, we still have a Blaster, a Tidal, and a Redox in our deck, so we're able to use Chasma's effect to detach a material and send one of these in order to get that effect. Probably one of the best ones would be Blaster, just because it's able to pop a face-up card in the field, which is great for us to have during our opponent's turn as a quick effect, because it's something that they might not be expecting. Tidal is decent because it's a Foolish Burial for anything we want, but honestly probably one of the weaker ones that we can get from this. But Redox is also pretty good because we're able to just Monster Reborn a card from the graveyard, who might even be Chamber in order to special summon her and get her effect off that as well, or anything else that we particularly want. Even Magnamhut might even be a good shout, because I know he wasn't really part of the combo, but if he is in the graveyard, it's another good way in order for us to get our search. So you can probably plan this combo out a little bit better depending on what Chasma effect you want to have during your opponent's turn. But that's completely up to yourself. I kind of just wanted to use 2 random ones as an example on how Chasma can help improve your board drastically, while still not having to learn too much of an extended combo itself. Let's go a little bit crazy. This is a combo using 3 cards. The only specific one you need is Spectral, but then the other 2 can be any of the 2 Dragon Ruler monsters, as long as they have 2 different names. And we are going to end on a pretty good end board with this, because we are going to end with an Eclipse, a Lady, a Chasma, a Xiao, and a Spheres. So 5 really powerful monsters just by using Spectral, and 2 level 7 Dragon Ruler monsters with different names. So this may change depending on what cards you have in your hand, but we're just going to use Blaster and Redox as an example itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Spectral. We are going to pitch to the graveyard along with our Redox in order to get 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from our deck to our hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to specifically target a copy of Tempest in the deck. And I'm also going to specifically go after a Stream. We're basically just trying to get all of our Dragon Ruler monsters in rotation as quickly as possible, and I think this is probably the best way to go about it. Especially with the Tempest, you want to get that in graveyard as quickly as possible, because rather than using Chasma's effect in order to search for a Parlor, we are going to use Tempest's banishing effect. We'll get to that in just a few seconds. We are going to activate Stream and we are going to pitch it along with Tempest into the graveyard in order to special summon a Tidal from our deck onto the field. Then from here, what we're going to do is we are going to activate the Redox in graveyard. We're going to banish the Tempest and the Stream. Very important you banish the Tempest and a small little baby ruler as well to special summon the Redox, because now Tempest is going to trigger. We are going to be able to add one wind dragon monster from our deck to our hand, and that of course is going to be the best Dragonmaid combo starter, which is Parlor. Now it is very important that we have a baby that is banished that also still has a name in the deck, because what we're going to do from here is we are going to Xyz these two monsters in order to go for Eclipse. And then Eclipse is going to trigger on summon that if we have a level 4 or lower Dragon Ruler monster that is banished, what we're able to do is we're able to target it, shuffle it into the deck, and then bring out a Dragon Ruler monster that is mentioned on that card from the deck and special summon it out onto the field. So now we are going to get a copy of Tidal face up on the field. Eclipse is also a spell and trap card negate, so it's very good at making sure that when we summon our Parlor, she is saved from the likes of Imperm or anything like that. Because now we're going to go into the Dragonmaid plays. We are going to normal summon Parlor and we're going to use Parlor effect. And this should be second nature to you by now. You guys should already know what we're going to be dumping. We are going to be dumping a copy of Dragonmaid Lorpar. We're going to banish the Lorpar in the graveyard and the Parlor on the field in order to go for our copy of Lady. We are going to use Lady's effect. We are going to special summon out a copy of Chamber. We're going to use Chamber's effect. We are going to add a copy of Hospitality to our hand as well. We will link the Chamber into the Striker, activate a Hospitality, special summon out the Chamber, and then dump out from the deck to the grave the bigger Chamber, so we can get that as some good graveyard setup for the Dragonmaid's battle phase tricks. So we're going to get her into the grave. We will link the two of these guys into a copy of Spheres, and then we have a lot of dragon names in the graveyard, so we can activate our blaster and we will banish the Striker Dragon and the Spectral, just because I like to have the Dragonmaids in the graveyard just in case. In order to special summon out the blaster, we are going to Xyz the two of them into our copy of Chasma. From here, what we can do is we can activate our Chasma. We will detach a Tidal, I guess, while also sending a Tempest from our deck in order to add a dragon from our deck to our hand, which can be pretty much anything we want, but honestly, Magnamhut is a good interruption. We don't want to go with the Drago because we're able to bring that off of Spheres, but Magnamhut is a good interruption. And we didn't use that Tempest search effect yet either. And then we're going to pass turn over to our opponent. Our opponent's going to draw for turn. Then during their standby phase, we can activate Lady. Lady is going to shuffle in the Parlor and the Lorpar from the banishment in order for us to bring out Xiao. So you can already see how you have all these fantastic end board pieces that we usually end on. And with Chasma, if we went in that direction, we still have a few different rulers in the deck as well. So we of course have the Redox and we have the Blaster in deck as well. So what we can decide during our opponent's turn, we can use our quick effect to either dump Blaster in order to get a pop, or send Redox in order to special summon out a dragon from the grave. So honestly, that's probably your most ideal way to go about this. Definitely by keeping Blaster in the deck. It's always good to have Chasma live for a pop. I think this is probably our most ideal end board, especially with Magnamhut, because if we're able to successfully special summon him out, we're able to during end phase search for a dragon, and then that could be anything we want. If you want to go for a ruler plays, or just kind of go for the Dragonmaid plays, it doesn't matter. We'll know what's best depending on the matchup and the game state at the time. So that about does it for the combo guide. Please let me know what you guys think. I'm quite happy with this combo guide. I think those are 5 essential combos you really need to know if you want to play this deck. So I'm really proud of myself for working out these combos and trying to figure out what is best for the deck. If you guys are looking to build this deck, be sure to check out the profile in the previous video, because then you get the card list and kind of more of an explanation on why I run each and every card. But also, if you're building it in real life, please be sure to use the affiliate links down in the description, because if you use those affiliate links, it helps directly support myself and Sean and this channel for us to keep bringing you guys these videos. Another way that you guys can help support the channel is if you guys can consider becoming a member. We want to give a big shout out to our members Ronnie L, Jojo TCGs, John Cran, Amira Cumbert, Johnny, and Dragon God 2025. Because your direct support really helps motivate myself and Sean to keep bringing you guys these videos. So I want to give you a big thank you for that. For the rest of you guys, if you could just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe leave a comment as well. It all really helps us out in the long run, and it is of course greatly appreciated. But for now, I'm really happy the way this combo video came out. Maybe in the next video we might do some test hands. If you guys want to see that, please let me know, or we can talk about it next time. Thanks for watching.